The producer, she started HSN Today with us. She was the mastermind behind the games and shout outs and everything, but she is also already up in Pennsylvania. I just talked to her on the phone yesterday. She didn't tell me that she sent that message with the puppet, which was weird and funny. I'm here. We're gonna do more of those, I'm sure, videos, which I've been loving. Origami is here. And this is what I love about Origami. Everybody loves Origami because powder-coated steel, it's not gonna chip, it's not gonna rust, it's not gonna corrode. Zero assembly, which means everybody can do it. And they have their world-famous heavy-duty racks. And it was like probably their #1 item that they did because it held so much stuff that you could store in it. Their original heavy-duty racks, 1,000 pounds of storage could go on it. They were like, hold my beer, we're gonna make it better. Let's do a pro version. And now without the wheels, this will hold 1,200 pounds storage. With the wheels, it's 75 per tier. We have new colors. It's already a customer pick. And I have it with the free shipping and down to $129.95 and 5 flex on everything makes it $25.99. Let's go through the colors with Lou Caputo.
Hello.
Hello, Lou Caputo.
How are you? It's a pleasure. It's nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. White in between you and I.
Yes.
This one's always very popular because it's crisp and clean.
Super neutral.
It's new cousin.
Oh yeah, let's move this. I'm gonna put this out of the way just so we can get our shots of these. Eggnog.
Eggnog. So look at the white and then look at the eggnog.
People go crazy.
I told you that was a good new color to bring in.
Yeah, I love that. Now, this is the original pewter. This is the goat. This is the one that we've been selling for 15 years. A lot of people, most of mine are that color. They're
and that's great, like in the garage, maybe if that's like the aesthetic in your house.
People use it indoors too, depending on how industrial the look is that you're going for. Now, this is the black, and this is interesting because the black in this one, in the pro version, is a little charcoaly, I think. You know what I mean? It's got a little taste of charcoal in there. So, but I love it because it's a matte finish. I'm a big fan of the matte finish with the black. The next one to that is what we call platinum. The platinum is the one that looks the most like stainless steel. It'll go great if you've got stainless steel appliances in your kitchen. I mean, it just blends right in with that stuff. And so that's one we've had for a couple of years now. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that clean? That is a beautiful, beautiful look.
That looks really nice.
And then the last one is the vintage bronze. And I gotta say, you know, I've seen vintage bronze kind of look a little bit, variations of it. They knocked it out of the park with this one. This is a really rich look right here. And true to the form, when the light hits it the right way, there's like little flecks of gold that pop up there. So you get these little sparkles once in a while in that. So
you should do some fashion, Lou. That was nice.
I feel like I could talk about the colorway of Origami and all that.
You can totally do a fashion segment also. Has wheels, but you don't have to do it with the wheels.
About that.
Oh my gosh,
Here,
I cannot.
Let me grab my rack over here.
There we go. So it could be portable storage?
Totally portable storage. So if you've never seen origami before, okay, it's named after the ancient Japanese art of paper folding for a reason. And the reason is that you can take this rack, which is 12 linear feet of storage as it sits here, and do this to it with just a little flick of the wrist, a little kick of the foot like this, ba-bam, that goes down to 4 inches wide, okay? Now, that's not a trick I can do one time. I can do that thousands of times. I have origami pieces that I've owned for 15 years that function exactly the same. But the nice thing to see right here is that this rack is exactly in the way that it's gonna come to your house, meaning it's gonna be flat packed in a box like this. Get it out of the box. First of all, you gotta fight with that cardboard. But once it's out, it's really easy. Watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab the sides. I'm gonna give it a little pull like that. Now, it's just gonna fall open, okay? And that's all by design. Right here is the origami toggle. This is a patented design. And it's not just the latch, it's all the struts that come off of that, because that's all support. Push that down, you saw the way the whole thing sat. This is now structurally sound just by doing, look at that one latch, okay? No cams here, there's no screws that I gotta put in, there's none of that. Then there's one more latch right here once I put the top over. We get that into place like this, that drops in, boom, and we're done. That was the entire setup of this. Then you just have to decide if you wanna use the wheels or not. There are some people, like one of our hosts named Adam Freeman, who does not like the wheels. He is anti-wheels. Now me, I am pro-wheels. I'm team wheels, he's team no wheels. And the reason being that if you put the wheels on it, yeah, you can roll stuff around up to 300 pounds. We ask that you limit your weight capacity to 75 pounds per shelf. Not that it couldn't hold more, but we don't want it to get tippy. So it's a safety thing. But you know, for Team Adam, if you don't want to put the wheels on it, you can go to the maximum weight capacity. And I heard you said before, our regular, everyday, day in and day out heavy duty rack holds 250 pounds per shelf for a total of 1,000.
Yep.
This guy is reinforced because it's the Pro version. You can go 300 pounds per shelf for a total of 1,200. So actually over half a ton. And by the way, I'm looking at the screen. I keep looking down because I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Down there, you're gonna see that price, right? $129.95. I believe that the regular version of our heavy duty rack that we sell all the time is actually more expensive right now than the Pro version is. Go Pro.
Go Pro.
Go Pro.
You can always, you know what I mean? It's always nice to have a higher ceiling if you need it, if you needed to put some more stuff on it.
Yes.
This one already quickly became a customer pick. Last time I checked, 98 perfect 5-star reviews, and it's the newer version.
Yeah.
People said, I plan on buying several, easy to move around, assembled it by myself, immediately filled the shelves.
Sure.
Right? I would recommend this to everyone. And then people said where they put it, right?
Oh, I wanna
Kitchen,
hear that.
house, garage, tool shed. Just so many different places that people said they were doing theirs, but that's what ends up being with Origami. Like, first off, if it doesn't say, if you go put Origami into the search bar, they'll all come up customer picks,
all populate.
right?
Yep.
And it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of reviews.
There's a lot now. Yep.
It's just because it is whatever you need it to be.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So it's whatever you need, kitchen,
Wherever you want.
a dorm, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're so popular.
This is true. Well, because we call it store decor. It could be storage or it could be decor. That's 100% up to you. I always used to say to people, they'd be like, what can I do with my origami? And I'd say, like, you're only limited by your imagination.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what do you want to do with it? And here's the thing I haven't mentioned yet, and my bad on that. These are made of powder-coated steel. So you can hear the quality in there. Now, because it's powder-coated steel, there are certain things you can do with these. First of all, they're gonna resist chipping. It's gonna resist scratching, okay? That's a big deal. But the biggest thing is that it's corrosion resistant now. And that means that you can use these indoors, you can use these outdoors. You don't have to worry about climate control. So, you know, if you've got a storage unit and there's no air conditioning, they're gonna be fine in your shed, your garage, your attic, your basement, all those places. Or put it in the living room, put it in the bedroom, use them in your laundry room, use them in your walk-in pantry, your walk-in closet. I mean, the sky's the limit. By the way, some of the dimensions on this real quick. I mentioned in the beginning that it's 12 linear feet. I figure that because each one of these shelves is 3 feet across and there's 4 shelves, that's where we get the 12. If you look at it this way, these shelves are 18 inches across like this. So that's actually, most of your shelving units are about this big. So they're about 1 foot. This is actually 1.5 feet, so you're getting that extra 6 inches. And then you add in the 2 posts on the side. These are about 1 inch a piece in the, you know, the posts on the ends. So you figure if you're gonna stand, you know, for a standoff from the wall, you're gonna want about 20 inches, you know. But that's it. And you know, now people always ask me, why is this one the Pro? What's different? You know, the weight capacity for sure. But here's why. I'm gonna flip this over so you all can see this. See how there's 1, 2, 3 supports on the bottom here? The regular Origami rack that we sell day in and day out for a higher price right now, okay? That one has 1, okay? It's not a bad thing. It's strong. It's plenty strong as it needs to be. Probably stronger than what you're ever going to use. However, we thought, okay, if we're making the Pro version, you know, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. So we went all out. So we put 2 more on here. And if you notice, these are welded at the ends and to every single bar going down here, there's a weld. So these are very, very strong. This is actually a little bit heavier than the regular one. Our normal one, which is 37.5 pounds, this one is 41.3 pounds. So you're getting an extra 6 pounds or so of weight in this guy when you look at this. The other thing too is I'm looking to see shipping is free.
It's free shipping and 5 flex.
Oh, wait. 5 flex too?
Yeah, so it's $25.99.
Kyle just said he could change it.
Kyle would do that if you would not like it to be on 5 flex. But everything is on 5 flex. Everything is free shipping.
If you want to pay shipping.
Here's the thing.
I mean,
free shipping and Origami do not happen very often.
No. Like Haley's comment.
So when it does, and the fact that it's on a deal, and it's the free shipping, and it's a 5 flex, either you already love Origami, we're not telling you anything you don't already know. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy another one. I love Origami. You know, no home ever has enough storage or places to put things, right? And if you're stacking boxes or your tools or your kitchen gadgets are all, you know, in places that you're like, I can't buy anymore. I would love to buy another thing, but I can't. Where am I gonna put it?
Right.
Let's bring this bad boy in. Even if now you're like, I'm starting to put my plants and garden and dirt and soil. Load this baby up because powder-coated steel.
Because it's powder-coated steel, you can't hurt it.
You can get it wet. This could be all of your pool floats, your, you know, cushions for your patio, whatever it is.
Absolutely. Spare tires or your snow tires when you change those out. I mean, look at what we've got on here right now. We are not even scratching the surface on number 1, the weight capacity, but even the amount of space. We kind of spread things out to make it look like there's a lot on there. There's not. I can tell you that I've got 4 in my shed right now, and I've got about 30 at my office, a little more than 30 at my office, because I've got a warehouse too. And we use these in our warehouse. I use these in my storeroom. I use these in my shed. I mean, they're all over the place. Once you get origami, it really becomes ingrained in your lifestyle. And the reason is because we're just so used to like having, you know, either furniture that I consider to be disposable, like particle board, or stuff that's just so hideous to build that you just like would do anything to stay away from it. The nice thing about origami is it's not unusual for people out there to actually have spare pieces that they just hold aside like this. They just fold it up when they're not using it, and they just have them sitting aside somewhere ready to go when they need them. I mean, you can't do that with other shelving systems. You just can't, you know?
Do you want to go through colors one more time?
Yeah, let's do the colors,
Okay,
please.
now we've already told you what a great deal, how much it can hold. You've already thought of a million different ways you're going to use this piece. Now let's pick a few colors, or a color to start your first potato chip of origami. We're gonna put those two next to each other.
Just so you can see the difference. Here, I'll really put them together so you can see the difference there.
White versus eggnog is what you're looking at.
So that's your white right there. You know what's funny is that like we're repainting our house, the interior of our house, and Kelly went through this whole thing with me about white and eggnog because she's doing off-white on the trim. We're not doing white. And I was like, but it's still white. And she's like, it's not.
It's not
white. See, this is why I don't sell
See,
fashion.
I'm taking your fashion card away.
That's exactly. This is why I don't sell fashions. But there's your white and your eggnog side by side. Both great neutrals, okay? But, you know, there is that slight difference right there.
Yeah.
Then we've got the pewter sitting right here, the original, the goat. It's that, you know, kind of mottled finish that's a little gray, it's a little black, it's a little bit of everything. And you can feel the texture on this one, which I always loved about powder coating.
And that's the only one like that.
You can actually feel the texture on this guy, which is the black, that kind of charcoal-y looking black right here. There's a little bit of texture to that, but it's because it's a matte finish, and you almost always feel that with matte. The pewter, to your point, though, is the only one that's got that real, like
a speckle,
like a speckle, like you run your finger on it and you're like, wow. Then next to that one here, we've got what we call platinum. It's very silver. It's the one I keep saying goes really well with stainless steel. And I say that because so many customers have told me that that's what they use in their kitchens. Yeah, for their kitchen electrics and just to have extra space. You know, if they don't have enough counter space to keep things, this is great for that. And then we've got the vintage bronze. And the vintage bronze has been such a hit with folks that look at it and go, I'm going to use that for furniture, because if you have dark furnishings, like, you know, we have dark floors in our house, this would look great there. Leather, wood, I mean, anything like that, it goes great with it.
If you're a crafter, this would be great for your Cricuts and your sewing machines and all of that.
That's what my wife does.
Right? That's what I was about to say. Like, Kelly does that, right? Then if maybe you're a big baker, right? Then your big mixer and, you know, maybe your air fryer goes on here.
All your bowls.
All your bowls and your gidgy gadget thingies. I don't know. I don't bake.
You don't bake. I can tell. Really?
Mixer was as far as I went.
I
was like, I know you got to mix things.
That was
That's
impressive
all I got.
to that point.
But in the garage, my husband, I tell you, we moved into our house originally. It had so much storage. He was like so excited. He was like, I've never had this much storage. Quickly, they all filled up, and I was like, I don't have enough storage. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah. That didn't take long, did it?
Yeah, and then you accumulate. Now he's got like a wet saw and a this and a that, and this would be perfect.
No, I'll tell you something. This saved me with my garage, because we used to have a one-car garage, and I mean, and you know, spoiler, the car never was in there because we actually had origami racks all over the place, because it just was that small. You know, we had so much stuff, especially during when the lockdown, when we were doing shows from home. My garage was full of props and product samples and just all kinds of stuff. It was origami that saved us in that situation. So that's why I'm such a fan of it. And I've been using origami for 15 years now, and I would never get any other kind of shelving at this point.
I mean, you're not the only one. If you look at reviews at other ones, they're like, I've owned it for this long. This is how many pieces. I mean, I saw people saying I've got like 30 pieces or 12 pieces or 5 pieces. Like they can't wait to tell you how many they have. I think you get one, and then your brain goes, I can use this in this room, in that room, and then you're off and running. If you have ever thought about origami, if you've ever been on the edge and you're like, I'm on the fence, maybe I'm gonna get one, today's the day, because this is the upgraded.
Absolutely.
It is a great deal. What does that make it? $40 off. That's a limited time. That $40 is not gonna stay there.
Big deal.
The free shipping for sure is not gonna stay there. And that 5 Flex, that's just today. Today we're doing 5 Flex on everything, not just this piece.
It's a hat trick.
It is.
Got the flex, got the sale price, and what was the other thing? You got the free shipping.
And the free shipping.
Thank you, Kyle.
Also, when we do origami, usually me and you, Lou, we maybe have 2 colors out here. Maybe
this is
3
true.
colors.
This is
a
true.
lot of color options.
It's rare that we have so many of our basic colors in stock at the
Yes.
same time, especially that pewter, because that pewter goes like that.
Well, I think Kyle told me the vintage bronze and is it the pewter that are my 2 most limited? Yeah, so those
See?
2 are the 2 most limited. And again, aesthetics, wherever you're placing it, you just want one that's kind of goes with the vibe. 698-891.